Okay, well, I want to thank you guys, especially those of you. Can you guys hear me in the back okay? All right. Let's wait for this to stop. I'd say the Capitol's well alerted for severe weather. I love some of these signs. These are awesome. I see one back here that says, "I'm so angry, I made a sign." I saw one earlier that said, "I found this in the trash behind the White House," and it was a copy of the Bill of Rights. Okay, meanwhile, back at the ranch. I totally forgot about that.
I think we all do.
That of course is the alarm clock for welfare recipients. I thought you guys would like that. You guys want to break for lunch and come back to this? I'm really surprised to see not more of you are open carrying today. I can't think of a better day and time to open carry. Who all's open carrying today? And none of you have had bad guys shoot you first or try to take your weapon from you? Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? Thank you, Oklahoma County. All right, let's talk for a minute about why we're here today. I'm going to give you a little background for those of you who don't know. There's a man in Texas named Eric, and his last name escapes me right now. I had it this morning, but I forgot. You remember? Eric Reed, thank you. Eric Reed is from Austin, Texas. Eric Reed was sitting around looking at all this gun control talk and all this Dianne Feinstein and President Obama and Crazy Uncle Joe. And he said, you know, somebody needs to do something. And then he realized that somebody needs to be me. So what he did is he went on Facebook. God bless Facebook. Yeah. He went on Facebook and said, I got an idea, crazy idea. Let's all get together in 50 different states on January 19th at noon, and let's all get together and make our voices heard to tell Washington that we don't want one more word of gun control legislation, especially if you can't enforce what you have. Eric's efforts have been noticed. Eric's efforts have been noticed by some of the mainstream news media. There have been interviews with him on CNN, a couple other different places. Anyway, he put a call out for people in all 50 states to step forward and try to organize something. This man here got roped into it. This is Eric Cullen. He is from Tulsa. He's from Owasso. Up that way. Up Turnpike Way, as we call it down here. Anyway, he and I got in touch, and we got together a working group of about 20 people, and we've been sending emails back and forth, and we put this together in basically about 8 days. If it wasn't for social media, if it wasn't for people being connected, we would have never been able to amass this kind of crowd. All right, I've just got a couple of things I'd like to say. You know, there's been a lot of stuff bandied about in Washington. Assault weapons bans, magazine capacity. You know, I think the only magazine capacity restrictions or limitations that we need to have are how many rounds can your firearm feed reliably. I don't see a 200-round magazine for my AR-15 feeding very well, so that's excessive. 30-round feeds really well, so I'm going to stick with that. You know, these, I don't understand if they're just evil or if they really just don't get it. The people who are that evil, we're not going to be able to work with them. We're just going to have to oppose them on every turn, every opportunity. The people who are in the middle, the people who don't really understand the difference between an M16 and an AR-15. The people who are going around saying, why do you need to have this fully automatic weapon that shoots 800 rounds a minute? Well, those are the people. The people who are scared of guns, the best way that you can cure them is to get them to a gun range and put a damn gun in their hand. Every one of us, every one of you, I've already fixed it at my place, at my business, but every one of you works with somebody who is afraid of guns. I want to encourage you to make it a priority in your life to get that person to a range and to put a gun in their hand. That is the only way that I know of to cure hopelophobia, which, as you probably already know, and for those of you who don't, is a coin termed quite a while ago to mean the irrational fear of firearms. I have a lot of firearms that have never, ever shot or killed anyone. They stand ready to defend me, they stand ready to defend my employees, and they stand ready to defend my family. They also stand ready to be as a deterrent to an overreaching federal government. Am I going to stand up here today and encourage all of you all to take arms against the federal government? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. What I'm telling you is just like your pistol grip 12-gauge shotgun in your home acts as a deterrent to those who would break in and hurt you or steal your things, our weapons also act as a deterrent to the overreaching federal government. And it's time that we stood up and let these people know we're not going to be okay. We're not going to accept what they're trying to do to us. Now, here in Oklahoma, we're incredibly fortunate for a lot of reasons. Number one, it's January 19th and we have a gorgeous day. Number two, we have a culture in Oklahoma of helping each other, of standing up for our neighbors, of being self-reliant, and of taking care of our own. Number three, we have managed to fill this building here behind us and that governor's mansion over there with people who understand the importance of the right to keep and bear arms for law-abiding citizens. Now, if you'll bear with me for a second, I'm going to speak for a second about the political process. I learned last year, whenever I did research on open carry, I didn't know anything about it. We didn't have that in Oklahoma. Open carry, why would anybody do that? I did some research. I looked around at other states at what they were doing, at their experiences. I even planned a vacation around being able to see and experience open carry. I went to Nevada and spent 10 days there. I open carried the whole time. This is before it was legal here. I open carried the whole time. I gauged the reaction of other people. I talked to people. I made arrangements ahead of time to meet with some people who were in an open carry organization in Reno, Nevada. I learned a lot. I came back to Oklahoma and I started a Facebook page. It's called I Support Open Carry in Oklahoma. A lot of you have seen it. You know, we got a small group of people together and decided we're going to start going to the state capitol. We're going to start talking to these representatives and these senators and try to get them to support a bill that will allow us to enjoy our freedoms and take advantage of the deterrent factor that we can get from open carry. And by the time that the bill was signed into law, that House Bill 1733 was signed into law by Governor Mary Fallin, we had about 600 people following us on Facebook, and these 600 people were pretty good about, we'd put out a call to action during the committee, during the House session, the Senate session, and they would make phone calls, they would send emails, and it worked. It worked. I can't tell you how many times I went to see a legislator and they said, "You've been blowing up my phones." Good. Did you get the message? I did. Thank you. It works. I'm telling you, it works. If you just sit around all the time on the internet and gripe and bitch and complain, it doesn't work. You have to tell the people who are running the show what you want. And some of them will actually listen to you. I want to tell you, I can't stress enough how important it is. Get connected. Don't be that lone voice in the wind. Get connected with the Oklahoma Second Amendment Association. I don't care what group you get connected with. Get connected. Facebook is a really, really good way to disseminate information, to share contact information, to coordinate your efforts, and it works.